All right, bear with me on this. As my notes are all over the place on this next record. Talk about organization. There's none. Very little. Got another rap jam though coming up at number 16. Got some more rap jams coming up on this fancy playlist. Tupac's coming up. Also Will Smith. Miami. That was a badass rap record right there. Had a great beat to it. Will Smith. Sometimes I think Will Smith's been underrated as a rapper, but we'll get to that later on my fancy playlist. Right now, it is DMX. Boy, the guy's bad. Super bad. DMX. Real name Earl Simmons. DMX with Rough Riders theme. Jumping 20 from 36 to number 16 on my fancy playlist of February 6, 1999. Earl Simmons got the name DMX. Well, first off, Earl Simmons, he put out his first album, first demos in 1991. Changed his name to DMX. You're not going to believe how he got his name. This was so fascinating when I found this out. DMX got his name from a drum machine that he used back in the 80s. It was called the Oberheim DMX drum machine. It was introduced in 1981. Now, it was commercially sold along with another drum machine that was introduced in 1980 called the Lin LM1 drum machine. These were big drum machines used extensively by new wave, synth pop bands, and hip hop. It helped created the sounds of the 80s, these drum machines did. And this particular drum machine, Oberheim DMX drum machine, has got 24 individual drum samples based on 11 original sources. And when it was introduced in 1981, it was not cheap. Oh God, you had to be loaded to get this thing, or you wanted to get into music really bad. This drum machine, when it was introduced in 1981, it cost $2,895. That's a lot of money in 1981. Believe me, I was around in 1981. If I had $2,000 in my pocket, oh my God, I'd be rolling. Believe me, that'd be about 3 or 4 or 5 months rent, at least down here in Alabama, anyway. But he got his name from that drum machine. That is really neat. Anyway, let's go ahead and fast forward to this album. It's dark and hot, and it's dark and hell is hot. His first big hit was "Get at Me, Dog." There you go. That's DMX right there, Earl Simmons, and Rough Riders theme. I did not do well on Billboard's Hot 100. A little too rough. I have to admit, it's a little too rough for Top 40 FM Top 40. Got as high as number 93 on Billboard's Hot 100. Party up in here. God, that was one of his best. I remember that year 2000. The album was produced by Swizz Beatz. One of the co-producers of this album was Swizz Beatz, who also produced things by Beyonce, Check On It by Beyonce, and Got a Man by Eve. Remember Got a Man by Eve? That was pretty smooth. Remember that from 1998, 1999. Anyway, I believe I covered all that I wanted to cover on DMX. Want to talk about that drum machine. Want to get that drum machine in there. DMX at number 16 with Rough Riders theme. My fantasy playlist, February the 6th, 1999.